PLCC Radio. PA1 Radio, PA1 Radio. PA1 Radio, PA1 Radio.
Our Almighty God, Creator of heaven and earth, Father and lover of our soul, you sit on your throne of mercy and rule with your love and faithfulness. You are full of grace. We acknowledge your presence in our lives. Nothing is hidden in your eyes, even our challenges and struggles in life. We come to you with faith. We ask not only for our daily spiritual bread, but to seek your forgiveness and undeserving favor to heal our land, our family members, our friends and neighbors, even our enemies with COVID-19 and other diseases. Holy Spirit, help us to deepen our faith and see the opportunity to believe, obey, and worship. As we face this pandemic, you are Lord and God. Encourage us and change our hearts, not to fear, but to be full of hope and find ourselves praying and meditating your word. We believe no works of the enemy prosper to your children. Abba, Father, we believe that your Son Jesus Christ is Lord and Savior. He is the truth and our salvation. Hear our prayers, O Lord, and most of all, not our will, but thy will be done. We pray this in Jesus' name, the name above all names, who was and is to come. Amen.
Naghahatid saya sa mga Pinoy, mga kanta at programang Tatak Pinoy. Napapanood at napapakinggan kahit saan ka man. Streaming worldwide. In South Manila, this is V81 Radio.
Malayo ka man sa iyong pamilya, dito ay hindi ka nag-iisa. Tiyak ito'y iyong hahanap-hanapin, dahil ito ang nagpapasaya sa atin.
PA1 Radio, PA1 Radio.
Ito ang radio mo, ito ang radio ko.
PA1 Radio, PA1 Radio.
Dahil mahal namin kayo.
PA1 Radio, PA1 Radio.
Para sa inyo ito, V81 Radio. Ito ang paborito ng bawat Pilipino. Basta all hits, all Pinoy, panalo. Merong kwentong iyakan at tawanan, kahit nasaan ka man ito'y mapapakinggan. Oh,
PA1 Radio, PA1 Radio.
ito ang radio mo, ito ang radio ko.
PA1 Radio, PA1 Radio.
Dahil mahal namin kayo.
PA1 Radio. PA1 Radio.
Para sa inyo ito, V81 Radio.
PA1 Radio.
Ito ang radio mo, ito ang radio ko.
PA1 Radio.
Dahil mahal namin kayo.
PA1 Radio. PA1 Radio.
Para sa inyo ito, V81 Radio.
The views and opinions expressed by the host do not necessarily state or reflect those of the company and its management. Furthermore, the views and opinions of the guests do not reflect those of the host, the show, this station, the management, and the network. Welcome to Pride and Proud Asia, Asia's first online radio show that champions LGBT contribution and leadership in business and in our country and the region. Hosted by the Philippine LGBT Chamber of Commerce, visibility, representation, and empowerment. This is Pride and Proud Asia. Happy Pride!
Happy Pride, everyone! Welcome to another episode of Pride and Proud Asia, where we put the spotlight on LGBT plus leadership and inspiring stories in business and beyond. I'm your host, your equality advocate, your partner in LGBT business, your Chief Rampa Officer, Ronn Astillas. And this online show is presented by the Philippine LGBT Chamber of Commerce in partnership with V81 Radio Manila. In Pride and Proud Asia, we wish to share stories that will make you see us more, hear us more, and of course, love us more. So, kamusta kayo? I hope you're all doing good. I hope you're okay. You know, we are halfway through January, and not just halfway, you know, beyond January, mid-January, and I thought there's a lot of things na nangyari na, di ba? Parang halo-halo na ang mga pangyayari, and so I think ngayong araw na to is a very important episode because we also would like to, you know, look back on things that, you know, that's transpired in 2021. I don't think we've done a recollection of the past, no? Of in the previous episodes, we talk about, you know, like may mga Miss Universe, iba't iba na, no? Since we're already doing season 2, but now we're very happy to at least, you know, take a breather, relax, and just try to check our notes and see nasa na ba tayong lahat, diba? So, I'm just checking kung okay kayo. And I hope, kung nasaan man kayo, all those listening, I hope you're all good. I hope you're safe. And please, if you don't have to, if there's no need for you to get out the house, please just stay in lang, okay? So as they say, good things come in pairs. Kaya naman, joining me tonight is my co-host, the one and only, tawagin ko na, our power activista in heels, Angel Romero. Happy Pride, Jel!
Hi! Sorry. I'm
Aba?
mobile, so... But ayaw ko naman maiwan si Ron mag-isa with you guys. So, pardon the setup. My phone is actually my light. But, yeah, I'm actually on the road right now. May inasikaso lang. But I hope everyone's well, safe. We saw a lot of people sick in the first few weeks of January. So, happy that I can see that like some of my friends are healing right now. Ikaw, Ron, kamusta?
Oo nga, alam mo, Jel, admittedly, ang daming mga kakilala natin ang nagka-Omicron, COVID, no? May mga kilala, parang the whole family maybe because after the holiday season reunion, get-togethers, ganyan. Ako, I'm okay naman, thankfully, no? At least okay pa tayo. I always take my vitamins. Siguro lang because of the cold weather, minsan talaga sinisipon, pero at least hindi naman mga symptoms of this dreaded virus. So, sana ma-maintain natin to na magbumaba na yung mga cases, as in bumababa na yata yung mga cases. Pero please, we really need to take care of our bodies right now and pray for those who are already healing or in the process of still struggling. Ang hirap, di ba, Jel? I don't know. Yung simpleng trangkaso, di ba?
Yeah.
Parang, di mo alam kung ano gagawin mo doon. Iinom ka na ba ng parang sasakit ang ulo, umiikot ang pakiramdam and all. So, but ikaw, kumusta ba? Kumusta ang household, ang mga kakilala mo? I hope you're
Yeah.
you're following your doctor's advice.
Oo, ako naman, swerte ako. Parang I've had the second COVID scare. Pero negative pa rin. I think it's the alcohol kicking in. But yeah, I'm lucky. And ako, nakikipagpatintero pa sa COVID dahil isa
Oo.
yata ako sa mga natirang hindi pa nagkakaroon. Sana po, wag naman
Wag
po. But
na.
I'm
Wag.
so happy that a lot of my friends and family are healing, and I think it's a good time to also siguro yun nga, look back as you've said in the past year, dahil nga most of us are in quarantine, medyo nakapag-reflect na rin. Ako, I was exposed, so nag-quarantine din ako. So a
Ah,
lot of reflection on my me time dahil nakakulong lang ako sa room. But I think things are starting to open up, but people are should still be careful when they go out.
mhm. Mhm. Totoo naman, no? Kasi nandiyan pa rin naman siya. Alam mo, kaninang umaga, I was talking to a few parang business entrepreneurs rather in Malaysia naman, and I asked them what's the situation there, and they told me that for them COVID is already hindi na siya pandemic, endemic na siya. So it's already part of their day-to-day life, kumbaga. So it's something that the government is considering as nandyan. Parang hindi na natin matatanggal yan. It's good that their cases are just 2,000 per day. So hindi na siya maabot dyan ng 30,000 or
Ngayon yata
25,000.
30 plus tayo. But ayun nga nakita ko parang pa ganun-ganon no? Parang paiba-iba, bumababa, tumataas. I think the other day it was down to 20 plus, but nakita ko kanina it's 30 plus pa rin ulit.
Correct. Oo. So I guess everyone's adjusting to it. It's just there. Just wear your mask. Please mag-mask kayo kung kaya yung double mask. K990, KN95, yung mga yung mga quality mask talaga. Ayan. So wag lang yung isang cloth lang. So let's again adhere to the doctor's recommendation. And if you can get your vaccination and booster, please do so. Let's be responsible to the people around us. And if not naman, magbahay ka na lang. Kung ayaw mo talagang magpabakuna, sa bahay ka na lang muna sana. Or, try to, as much as possible, I guess, limit exposure. Kasi kawawa ka rin naman kung ikaw yung ma-hospital, di ba? So, protection mo din naman yon. So there. But then again, Jel, as we said, we are here to talk about, ano ba, parang, itong 2020 na to is like a pasabog, no? 15 days or 20, almost halfway through, beyond halfway of January, talagang parang tapos na yung energy level natin, talagang pigang-pigan. so I think it's time to to recall also what happened sa atin last year, di ba? And as to all our viewers and listeners, Angel and I are colleagues in the LGBT Chamber of Commerce. It's always good to have this opportune time to present this radio program as we always strengthen our goals in amplifying the voices of the LGBT business community. So remember, in the chamber, we focus on inclusive workplace environment, championing LGBT plus leadership, and sharing of best practices across industries and geographic boundaries. So if you're watching us live on Facebook, don't be shy. Leave us some comments. We'd be delighted again to interact with you. So simulan na natin ang ating mga programa, Jel. Alam niyo naman, ang first part lagi is the headlines, di ba? So pakita na natin ang ating Rainbow News. Are we ready with our rainbow news? There.
Yeah,
Okay.
ready tayo.
So,
Actually, last week, nagkaroon tayo ng technical difficulty, so na-miss talaga natin sila. But hopefully, talaga tuloy-tuloy na we actually have some exciting episodes in the coming weeks.
correct, correct. So, umpisa na natin. Ang first rainbow news. Ito, basahin ko na to. MJ Rodriguez becomes first transgender actor to win a Golden Globe Award, di ba? So, as we all know, di ba? Angel Rodriguez, the actress from Post. I'm sure you've seen it. I've seen season 1 and season 2. Hindi ko lang malala kung hindi ko na nasundan yung iba pa, pero season 2 parang half-half pa yata. But season 1, napanood ko yan. It's a very, very nice TV drama. No? And it actually marks the very first time that a transgender actress won a Golden Globe for Best Actress in a TV drama, di ba? So, her role ni Angel doon was a house mother and nurse Blanca, di ba? So, nakakatuwa yung palabas niya. What do you think about this, Jel?
Ay, sobrang fan ako ng show na yan. So, memorize ko lahat ng characters and I think pag ano it's like going back to the times, 'di ba, na ballroom culture or the scene is really hot and happening, and bukod doon nag-start kasi yung ating revolution, and magandang balikan because you can see how the struggles of the people living with HIV, the queer community, the people of diverse GSC were living during that time. No, it was really hard for them. So then it goes to show also that younger people can see paano yung struggles ng mga nauna sa atin, and how it paved the way for the things that we're enjoying now. And it's good to see also nga si MJ. She's very also active on social media and a lot of the stars in the show. And she was mentioned, she parang built her house of ano Evangelista. So, yun yung pangalan ng house nila. And ang kinuha niya yung mga parang yung mga hindi masyadong kumbaga gusto ng mga kanya-kanyang pamilya. So, parang naging nanay talaga siya. And it's a good thing that we see representation on a bigger stage like the Golden Globe Awards nga. And yes, this is really good news for me as a fan of the show and as a fan of MJ. She really broke, the glass ceiling in terms of the showbiz landscape, and ang ganda ng show na to. So kung sino yung hindi pa nakakapanood, nako, panoorin niyo yan.
Yes,
Post.
oo. Dito nag-umpisa yung, of course, yung, if you look at the history in New York, di ba? Ito yung category is, di ba? Ganun. For all those watching ng RuPaul, ako, I love RuPaul Drag Race, no? But, palaging may mga sinasabi doon, the category is yan, fearless, kung ano man, para fearless extravaganza, or kung ano mga, or summer look na kakaiba. Dito yon na kasi 'di ba ang talagang culture talaga before is nasa club, tapos may naglalaban ng mga house of evangelista, house of kung ano pa, tapos pagandahan ng rampa, pagandahan ng outfit. So makarelate sana yung mga bata ngayon, di ba? So yung mga nag-OTD diyan, outfit of the day, naunahan na tayo ng mga lola natin dati pa. So, di ba, Jel? So parang talagang it's something na kailangan, I think, kasi not everyone knows about this subculture, not everyone knows about how we all started yung mga ganyan mga pangrampa. Ang nakita lang nila is for mga transgender people na napaka-flamboyant, napaka-outrageous ng outfit. But behind these outfits are actually people's, are people who live a day-to-day, who live day-to-day with challenges they face, and try to overcome as they move along. Diba? So I think that's a very, very beautiful TV series. Hindi, meron pa ano ba? Season 3 na ba? Hindi ko na talaga nasundan. May season 3
Oo,
na.
oo. Ang ano kasi dito is nag-start talaga siya na siguro parang underground culture. So tama ka, before pa naging mainstream ang drag, meron ballroom scene in New York, which parang became the home of different queer people in New York City. And hindi siya yung hindi siya yung parang exclusive. It's like a community talaga. So ang saya balikan yung mga panahon na yon, because it gives you a glimpse of the struggles and the success of the community, because nandito na tayo ngayon sa ngayon, 'di ba?
Oo. So, kailan tayo rarampa? Namimiss natin yung bagay niya.
Kaya nga, 'di ba?
Pero nasa ikaw nakakarampa ka sa labas, ako sa bahay lang. So, sana naman, sana po ay mas okay na. I'm sure namimiss talaga natin. My goodness. I could imagine last Christmas, last December, when people went out kasi nag-open yung mga bars ulit. May mga parties dyan. But, back to tayo, reality again. So anyway, good job. Thank you, Golden Globe, for having MJ Rodriguez as the very first transgender woman to win a Golden Globe Best Actress Award. So let's push for more, please. Yeah. Next tayo, Jel. Next one. Ayan. There's nothing to cure. Senators back on LGBT conversion therapy, diba? So, meron po pala nito. I think what we're looking at is, yung Senate, French Senate has overwhelmingly vote in favor of a ban on so-called LGBT conversion therapy. No? I think this is a good development, because under the new law, citizens can be punished with prison sentences and fines for attempting to change the sexual orientation or gender identity of LGBT plus people. So that's why conversion therapy. May mga centers, not just in France, even in the UK before, or maybe na meron pa rin, pero alam ko ban na rin sa UK. In Canada, elsewhere in the globe. Remember, there was a part of our history back then when being an LGBT person is a crime or considered para health, an illness. That's why people had to take medication like pills or hormones to change their orientation now. So, ano tingin mo rito, Jel?
Yeah, sa akin talaga parang good that we have like countries that fight for our rights. And France is one of them. I think lang rin it will help also the younger generation, yung younger LGBTQIA plus people. Kasi usually yan yung mga powerless yan yung mga pinipilit baguhin ng mga magulang. So yeah, this is a good step, because at least we see people in power helping the community live their life or live their truth the way they want it to be. Parang ganyan. So yeah, this is good.
Correct. Meron kasi Pilipinas. I wonder, no? I don't know if there's data or nakaka-capture yung mga cases where people are forced to change to be corrected so that they change their sexual orientation and gender identity. Maybe at some homes, I would think, family pressure, parental pressure, school, some institutions. I don't know kung may mga religious centers na gumagawa ng ganyan. But I would think dapat nga talaga pagbawalan, di ba? In fact, hindi ko lang, parang you just have to open people's minds, I guess, and continue providing more information, more opportunities to live their truth, to self-declare who they are, di ba? And once they declare, we just have to welcome them. We just have to accept them, di ba? And hindi naman pwedeng i-impose natin kung ano dapat ang isang tao, di ba? So there, di ba? So at least wala nang ganito sa France. Sana hindi na dapat magkaroon ng mga areas or centers or policies that will push everyone to convert. Because, as they say, homosexuality and trans identity are not diseases that can be cured, di ba? Ewan ko na lang sa mga politiko pa dyan na naniniwala na isang sakit ang pagiging LGBT. Di ba, Jel? Ano ba?
Vote wisely. Ito ang key takeaway ng itong good news na ito for us. Vote wisely, everyone. Malapit na ang election. So, yeah, put people in power, yung mga karapat dapat, at yung ipaglalaban tayo ng totoo at tunay.
Diba? Ano sabi natin sa chamber? Show up for love. Okay, yan.
Bawal ang
Ibig
absent.
Oo nga. Pwede ba mag-absent? Ano ba
Well,
sinasabi ng teacher pa
apparently, di ba?
nag-absent?
Yeah, yeah.
Di ba pa nag-absent kasi sabi ng teacher, ano ba yan? Hindi gumawa ng homework yan, or may iniiwasan, or wala na naman natutunan, natakot sa exam. Diba? Pa nag-absent laging ganon. So, I don't know. Di ba yung mga bata nga, pag sinabi natin, ang dapat pagalingan na perfect attendance, di ba? Hindi absent-absentan.
Correct, correct.
Ayan. So anyway, so I guess that's good news for us, for the community, and I hope we stop this conversion therapy in any parts of the globe. So salamat France. Next news. Ayan. So alam mo, ako kasi hindi ako masyado mas-sports, but let me just read the next news natin. Trans footballer Kumi Yokoyama has called out, opens up about miracle response after his momentous coming out. So, sino ba si Kumi Yokoyama? So, ako rin, I'm not too familiar with the athlete, but apparently, he is a trans man, that's making it the most high-profile athlete in Japan to came out publicly as a trans man athlete. So he played for Japan's national team in the FIFA Women's World Cup in 2019 and moved to the US to play for the Washington Spirit in the National Women's Soccer League. So after um, after Yokohama came out, Joe Biden praised Yokohama for his courage. So, but I think we can relate this to the other articles that we had about Japan. No? Every now and then, for Rainbow News, we highlight some progressive news about Japan, or minsan mga status quo issues also in Japan. But ang sinasabi ni Yokoyama is like, it's good that Biden's message is as you said, it's nothing short of a miracle because it broadcasts LGBT plus acceptance around the world. No? So, and he was not surprised that then Prime Minister of Japan Yoshihide Suga did not issue a similar statement. I mean, we all know that Japan is a very conservative community, country, and talagang very traditional pa sila. It's there, but kaya nga laging binabatikos ang Japan because Japan still has failed to pass a legislation that would protect LGBT plus people from discrimination based on sexual orientation, di ba? Ito yung hinahanap dati bago sila mag-host ng Olympics in before this summer, but hindi super slow. Japan also has failed to legalize same-sex marriage, making Japan the only G7 country that has yet to bring forward marriage equality. And but good news is that Tokyo governor has announced that the major Japanese city will legally recognize same-sex partnership from April this year. So next year. So in this sense, what can you say about another athlete, Chell, opening up, showing his truth to the world?
I guess even like from the standpoint of the trans men, very very good that we have representation and visibility, and someone that they can also look up to in terms of the sport, no, football or soccer here in the Philippines, kung tawagin natin. But maganda kasi nga, yun nga yung parang nakikita ko rin na kulang. We have a lot of transgender women being out in the open and being recognized, and there is also a need for us to see also trans men, no, flourishing in the different fields like sports. You have also people from the TV, community, music, na unti-unti na talaga nagkakaroon talaga ng representation ang trans community. So, it's really good that we see a lot of these personalities really thriving and giving the community the push that we need to in terms of representation and visibility. So this is good news for me. So yes.
Agree. So, makapag-isip na nga ng another sports sa pwede ko anuhan. para,
At
para, let-
mag-out ka rin. At mag-out ka rin.
Ay, ako pala isang iba pa pala ang identity, no? But yes, we need more superstars. We need more influencers. We need more athletes out there, Olympians, to show the way, di ba? I think yun eh. It's a strong message talaga na wala akong pakialam. I will declare to the world that I'm a transgender man or a transgender woman or bi or gay, etc. Wala. So meaning, the more we hear that, nagno-normalize, nakita natin na it's okay. Everything will be fine. People will love you. For those who will not love you back, okay lang yung move forward na lang, di ba? So, kung ano man ang pinagdadaanan nila, hayaan mo na, basta ikaw, happy ka, living your truth, di ba? So, ang ganda-ganda ng message. So, start pa lang yan ang ating 2022 Gel. So, I think that's all for our rainbow news. And what should we expect today? And tama ba, Gel? And mag-cue na tayo for for our commercial break. And then I think this episode will really be very special. Sabi ko lang, relax lang, chill tayo. And
Yes, chill.
ikaw parang nag-jog. Wala ka ba na just soft drinks, french fries?
Kumakain yung mga kasama ko eh. So, nasa parking lang ako. But yeah,
Sige.
let's actually take a break. Malolobat lang yung iPad ko din. But very, very exciting news because we're going to share to everyone what we've done. We need siguro pat ourselves on the back, especially you, Chair, because you've done a lot of good projects this in the past year. And also moving in 2022, it's really an exciting year for the Chamber. So we're happy to share the news to everyone. At we'll see you in a bit.
See you later. See you in a bit, guys.
We'll be back shortly. This is Pride and Proud Asia, only here on V81 Radio, Manila. Get into the treasure trove of undiscovered music through Napalm, your new all-Pinoy alternative music. Whether it's rock, metal, reggae, soul, or pop, we have it covered. Napalm features upcoming Pinoy artists and musicians, hosted by Lace Jimenez and Thunder God Bernard. So sit back and relax and enjoy Napalm, only here on V81 Radio, Manila.
It's a tough business out there. So many uncertainties, operational difficulties, deadlines. We provide the solutions and services that your company needs at the best price guaranteed with our global principles. And experienced partners, we bring solutions to your current and future business. Inolution, supporting your business as always.
Now back to Pride and Proud Asia, only here on V81 Radio, Manila.
Welcome back to Pride and Proud Asia. Happy Pride, everyone. To those who just tune in, You're watching another episode of Pride and Proud Asia, a first of its kind program that puts a spotlight on LGBT plus leadership and inspiring stories in business and beyond. I'm your host, your Chief Rampa Officer, Ronn Astillas. I'd like to bring in my co-host, Jel. Go ahead. Welcome back, our power activista in heels.
Hi, hi. Namatay na, so we have to be agile and ano no. So I'm
Oo.
transferred to my phone, but yeah, looking good. We're still here.
Parang napaka-dramatic ka ng lighting mo dyan eh.
Oo
So,
nga, wala kasing ilaw sa kotse. So trying to make do with what we have as as setup, but
kita,
we're
kita naman.
flexible.
Ah,
Yeah, we're flexible. Sa chamber, ganyan talaga kami, no? Kayang-kaya namin mag-work within the box and destroy the box.
yeah. Oo nga naman. If kailangan i-destroy gracefully, no? Pero if kailangan maganda yung box, baka kasi pink box yan. Huwag natin i-destroy. Sayang ang pink box gel.
Baka pwede pa i-recycle.
Oo, yes to recycling, no? Basta, but there. So anyway, I think we if we recall, no, ang last episode natin before this was with no other than Binibining Nicole Cordobes and the trainer of the Queens, Attorney JB Salud, yan, ang nephew ni
Right.
Mama Renee Salud, no? So
Yes.
this episode, the guest evaluated the Q&A portion of Miss Universe 2021. Kamusta dyan? Ano tingin mo about that?
Actually, ang dami kong napulot na tips, no? Watching the episode the last time. And ang galing ni JV, ni Attorney JV, friend yan ng chamber. And lalo na syempre si Binibining Cordobes, no? Talagang makikita mo that there's really hard work, passion, and science behind, pageantry. Hindi lang siya basta-basta ganda, no? And then, you know that we are so happy that we are being represented or we've been represented by someone from our community, si Bea. While she did not win, I think it was also a big win for us in the community. And for the Philippines, pasok naman siya sa top 5, no? So, finalist naman siya. So, yeah, okay na rin yun. At least, di ba, parang we see that the Philippines is really gaining, momentum for winning in pageants, and also having more and more people in the LGBTQIA community thrive and compete in mainstream competition like the Miss Universe.
Correct, di ba? Alam mo, natutunan ko rin, it kailangan ano rin yan, a mix of preparation and if it's written in the stars, kumbaga, kung nakatadhana na ikaw ang maging karapat-dapat na Miss Universe or beauty queen, titleist, kumbaga, lalabas at lalabas din yung galing mo talaga. So, but of course, just like anything that we do in life, kailangan pinaghahandaan, kailangan meron kang experience, preparation, etc. Di ba? So, yung ganun dyan nakakatuwa. Kasi, it's not that every day we get to converse with Attorney JV at ang binibining Nicole Cordovez. Nakikita nyo lang siya ngayon. I think she's now on the daily show ng Showtime, no? So, nag-judge siya doon. But, talagang sanay na sanay sila. They know the tips. No? Parang they share their tips on how to manage, how to prepare, na kailangan may baon palagi, kailangan kaya mo maging concise in less than 30 seconds. You can already answer the question yes or no, pak, ganyan. So hindi naman formula, pero at least it's really getting the message out there and conversing with the judges, with the public. Parang, kasi nakikita ko, Jel, di ba ngayon, parang hindi lang rampa. Yung nagiging talagang spokesperson ang hinahanap ng Miss Universe. Di ba? Yung ganung level na for 1 year, ikaw yung magiging spokesperson, so dapat marunong kang makipag-usap, marunong kang makipag-relate, di ba? Marunong kang magpakita ng paano mo i-highlight yung mga achievements, kumbaga, ng Miss Universe. What do you think? Ready ka na?
Yeah, lagpas na tayo sa age. Diba? Pero I guess, nag-iintay pa rin ako ng, alam mo yon, parang kasama natin na medyo mas talagang aangat. Kung makakuha ng corona, why not, 'di ba? I think there's a trans gender woman in the US that will represent a certain state. I forgot the state, but she's transgender. So, hoping to see her on the Miss Universe stage. I think she'll be the first yata who'll compete for
Si Miss
Miss
Spain, di ba? Hindi ba si
Universe
Miss Spain?
America. Parang Miss Universe US yata. I'm
US,
not
oh,
sure, but
US.
parang ganon.
Ah, I think we need more, no? Kasi remember, di ba? I mean, I'm not too far. Si Dr. Win Lava mas familiar sa mga beauty pageant history and mga segments and all. But I think when Miss Payne joined, di ba, as the first
Yeah.
transgender woman candidate sa Miss Universe, para talagang may special number pa siya, ina-highlight na, in-accept ng universe. I think sana all, sana people are still debating about this, even within the transgender community, di ba? Sa
Yeah.
Pilipinas meron pa rin
Yes.
pinag-aawayan. I mean, let's call a spade, kumbaga. Pinag-aawayan pa rin 'yan na may ibang tingin nila ang pag transgender woman ka, dito ka lang na pageant, di ba? Pero pag sa iba naman, hindi, kahit saan Miss Universe for women, pasok siya dapat. So, ewan ko na ano nga ba? Bakit niya ba dapat pag-awayan pa? Bakit hindi pwedeng tanggapin na lang na transgender women are women?
They are women, period. So, kung pangbabae ang Miss Universe, wala dapat kuda ang mga ibang tao dahil ang trans women ay women. Kaya nga trans women 'di ba? So, ganun lang 'yun. So,
Oo.
dapat tanggapin natin, and I think one of the lessons that I've really learned in the past few weeks is that there are so much siguro parang more work to do as a community, because kahit sa loob ng community meron pa ring nagkakawatak-watak, at hindi dapat
Oo.
ganun kasi yun nga yung fina-fight for natin and then tayo sa atin nag hindi rin tayo nagkakaintindihan. So, yun,
Oo.
isa yun sa, I think, nakita kong kailangan i-solve din as a community.
Correct. So, I guess ano ba yan? Diversity of thoughts, ideas, of experiences. Pero dapat din klaro rin sa atin how we treat each other. Because if it's a fundamental issue such as consideration of transgender women as women, na debatable pa sa iba, baka medyo yun hindi siya diversity of thoughts. Kailangan mahimay-himay bakit saan nanggagaling yun, di ba? So anyway, ano bang episode natin today, Jan?
Ngayon, magre-report ka. Ikaw ang magre-report. It's a, it's an episode on what happened in the past year. The beat goes on. It's really just looking at how we did as an organization in the chamber. Looking at the wins, the small wins, the big wins, the highlights, and learning also from the past, so that we can actually improve 2022 for the chamber and of course for the community as a whole.
Oo, may ka. Para kung may panel, ano ba to? Miss Universe, binibining core the best panel interview.
Pwede. So, i-ano natin yan. Gawin
Ang
natin
problem,
yan later.
wala na. Tayong dalawa lang naman. We don't have any guest for this episode. So next succeeding episode may mga guests na po kami. But now, as I said at the intro, we want to take this opportunity to share with everyone what we have done in the past 2021, 2020 partly also, and at least talk about the journey of the Philippine LGBT Chamber of Commerce and through our advocacies programs, and likewise look forward to the future. We will be showing also what's in store for us in the coming months. So, should I take it away? Should I start, Jel?
Go ahead. Oh, ang
Pressure naman
ganda.
itong chair's
Ganda naman
report.
yan.
Okay. So anyhow, I'd like to contextualize lang kasi remember what we have done, we've experienced for the past 2 years is like pandemic talaga. So this is done in the context of pandemic. Every effort, everything that we did for the past 2 years, 2020, 2021, have been a struggle for not just our organization, but for everybody. But we are glad to say that notwithstanding these challenges and the the problems that have risen because of the COVID virus, we are happy that our family has been growing. Our PLCC's family has been growing. We are thankful to all these brands, to all these companies, Gel, diba? To all these enterprises that continue to see the future that is inclusive, that continues to commit to a future that welcomes diversity based on Soji. Diba? So I think it's a way to it's a win. It's a crown that we're giving to everybody, to these companies, for trusting us, for believing in what we do, and for also partnering with us because they think that the only way moving forward is a community that accepts everyone in it. So I think that's the beauty of PLCC's family growing and growing and growing. So sana Jel, we have more. We're hopeful that in the coming months, lalaki at lalaki pa ang ating pamilya. Di ba? What do you think?
Yes, siguro I'd like to also highlight the hard work of course you, Ron, and also our director for membership, Amray Dizon, for really pushing forward, new members in the last years. Mahirap kasi din yan eh. And we start small, but the bigger we are, the more activities, engagement that we should be having. But I'm really pretty proud of the hard work that we've done in the past year in terms of membership. It doesn't stop there. We are also still, open to other organizations, businesses, individuals who are really interested to help to build the community, the LGBTQIA plus community in the lens of business. So if you are a business or an organization or an individual, please feel free to reach out to us so that we can share with you more details about the membership. And yeah, we still have a lot of members parang onboarding this coming days
Yes.
and weeks. So yeah, just feel free to message us anytime on Facebook. You can see us naman all over Facebook. So yes, would be happy to welcome you.
Why is this important, Ja? Baka you would like to highlight the first ever index that we did, or in the Philippines, actually in ASEAN. It's the first ever index that tried to gauge, di ba? Nasaan na ba ang Pilipinas when it comes to DEI? Di ba, Ja? Highlight it naman, no?
Yes, it was in 2018, I believe, that we, as the chamber, did the first ever study on corporate SOGI diversity index. So it's basically a study looking at the LGBTQIA health check, no, of 100 companies in the Philippines, whether big, small, SMEs, MSMEs, and see if they're really walking the talk. They have um, policies in place that really protect the community. And I believe that this is a big step towards making sure that the workplace is a safe space also for the community. Dahil alam nyo, nagjo-joke-joke tayo na para sa ekonomiya. Pero ang community natin, talagang nagko-contribute sa ekonomiya. So I think it's really good that we've done this study and we've had a lot of things, little changes for each and everyone in terms of, policies, and out of it, we had 0 to 100. So it's the parang partner of that study. We're in the 100 companies that we surveyed. We're looking at, com- completing that 100 na full circle na sila ay maging na kakampi natin. So yeah, so happy for that.
Yes, yes. More workplaces, kumbaga, more companies. So remember that workplace index that we did, no, back in 2018. So it's good that we did that study, and para lang magkaroon ng baseline, ano ba yung pinag-uusapan natin, ano ba yung reality on the ground. Okay, let me now continue with my report. Ayoko na report, parang kwentuhan lang ito, di ba? So I also like to highlight the different activities or webinars that we did in 2021. So, una sa lahat, sorry, una sa lahat, we're happy that now we're in season 2 of Pride and Proud Asia. No? Alam naman ng lahat yan na nakaraos tayo ng season 1, and we're keeping this Pride and Proud Asia radio show. It's the first online radio show that champions LGBT plus QIA plus contribution and leadership in the country and the region. Diba? So now we're doing the second season. We have more visibility, representation, and we're trying to bring in more guests from different sectors, athletes, musicians, the rise of LGBTQIA plus startups in the Philippines, activities focusing on mental health, beauty queens, entertainment sector. So halo-halo, di ba, Jill? So I think that's very, very important for us. I also like to mention our first ever I think 2021 LGBT plus Executive Excellence Roundtable. You know, it's just, this was an event gathering attended by our members, partners, brands, and enterprises who are making a bold move towards embracing diversity and inclusion in business and the workplace. So we are very happy to have a good set of speakers back then, from Erasmo of NGLCC in Washington, D.C., to Ed Caper of the Caper Group of Companies, to also our partner Zendesk, diba? Sharing their thoughts and expertise on representation, diversity, inclusion. So, which again is geared towards greater LGBT plus economic empowerment. So, and likewise, we're happy to announce also, to highlight that we've been doing work not just within the Philippines, but we've been partnering with other organizations such as the Pride Circle in India, where we participated in their RISE conference, or the Reimagining Inclusion for Social Equity. Yeah, so it's a first of its kind initiative that works towards equal opportunities and workplace inclusion for the LGBT plus community. So the idea then is that we actually explored the Asian lens on intersectionalities, on supply diversity, and the future of LGBT plus inclusion. So again, kudos to our partners in Pride Circle India, and we're always happy, Di ba, Jel, to be able to partner with different organizations, institutions, not just in the Philippines, but even elsewhere in the world. Meron ka ba gusto i-share doon before I continue with the others, Jel?
Yeah, I think we were really busy last year. The big the big thing would be, I guess, the partnership with NGLCC and having their representative talk during our LGBTX. That was really a good thing. And then of course our show na nasa season 2 na kami-kami pa rin ang nakikita nyo, but hopefully we'll have a few guests also in the next few weeks. So I'd like to also give, congratulations to the team of Chamber Academy nga. Not jumping the gun, but sila Andre yan, sila Amray, MB Digital, who really worked on the program, and it really inspired a lot of MSMEs and businessmen and women in the community, because it's capacity building. It's one of the things that actually help them siguro transition, no, in these times, because it's a pandemic and a lot of new trends and technologies are happening. So it's good to learn from experts. And this is through the partnership with PANA, and it's really also a good partnership. So yeah, happy for these activities that we've had.
Yes, Jel, thank you. And also, I'd like to highlight that I think super ano ba tayo, load, parang busy tayo during the Pride Month last June. No? Talagang in June, a lot of conversations about inclusion, championing LGBT plus and MSMEs, micro, small, medium enterprises. Ang dami yan, parang halos every other day may iba-ibang mga engagement, speaking engagement, presentations, panel list, ang board, for example, ng PLCC. Because again, we are here to promote business inclusion, and as the premier LGBT Chamber of Commerce in the Philippines, the first in ASEAN, in Asia, I think, and we are very, very glad that we're doing all these conversations as we highlight the leadership within our own community, right? So we also partnered with our key, I guess, collaborator like Center for International Private Enterprise. When we talk about Recover with Pride, napaka-importante po nito because this was a formal, just a virtual forum rather, that talks about the current landscape of the community vis-a-vis the challenges of COVID. Diba? How do you recover with pride? Ito yung nakita ko gel na I'd like to link back in 2020. Very, very memorable pa sa akin. In March, when we started the lockdown, March, April, people were already grappling with what's going on. Nasa bahay lang tayo for 2 months now, and we were also figuring things out. What will we do as a chamber? And we decided, no, let's move to the virtual platform. Let's have chamber talks. Let's discuss reinventing businesses, no? In the new normal. So that's why in May, I think that was May 2020, we had our first ever chamber talks. We that really delved deep into the preparation or the struggles of entrepreneurs, enterprises at the start of the pandemic. So again, we're also happy to share that we partnered with Ulala Group, a German company, where we participated in their hashtag Unpaint global conference, no, of a diversity conference with more than 50 speakers and participants from 20 plus countries, learning, exchanging, and networking between among movers, and advocates. So we always highlight the Asian perspective siya. Kasi minsan nawawala yung Asian perspective. And as a pioneer Chamber of Commerce in the region, it is our also duty to make sure that our voices are heard and we balance the perspective and provide a context on how we've been doing things in our region. So there. And I go now to our key milestones quickly. Ito, napakahalaga nito. Binanggit mo na to kanina, but if you look at this is something that's very, very important to us. It's our partnership or membership with LGLCC, or the National LGBT Chamber of Commerce of the United States of America. So it's a milestone partnership that will further champion the contribution of LGBT plus enterprises, entrepreneurs in Philippine business, and we are here to signal a positive direction as we build a DECO system. I don't know if you've heard what I always say this. It's not just an ecosystem, it's a DECO system. DEI ecosystem. Diba? So that will connect the chamber to the other chambers all over the world. Alam nyo ba na there's around 23 LGBT chambers of commerce in the world, and being part of this network, being the first in the Philippines, in ASEAN, we are very, very happy to say that we are now part of a bigger family because there's there's power in unity. Diba? So, tama ba, Jel?
Yeah, medyo mahina, but I agree with you. It's really monumental, no? It's something that's good for the community, and not just the community, but in the country, because we're giving access to our members and different businesses in the chamber to actually interact with our colleagues at the NJLCC, and it's good exposure, especially for small businesses to learn from the different members of the national Gay Lesbian Chamber of Commerce in the US. And it's not just the US that we're looking at, no? We're aiming for the world. So, world domination yan ng
Yeah.
Philippine LGBT Chamber of Commerce. We're taking one continent at a time. So, we've done US. So, this year, we're actually going Brexit.
Yeah.
So, yeah, yeah.
Or ano, hindi Brent Trans.
Yeah, pwede, pwede.
Brand trans, yes, but yes, I agree with John. No? Our it's always good to be part of a bigger network, to be part of a community. I always relate the journey of the LGBT chamber to an individual's journey. Diba? As an individual, we want to be accepted. We want to have a sense of belongingness. We want to be accepted by our family, and as an organization, the community is a very, very important aspect of growth and development. So I think we're glad that we've been doing it for the past years, and especially last year when we partnered with NGLCC. So you also mentioned kanina, which I will also highlight now now, is the strengthening of inclusive entrepreneurial spirit. So we started strengthening even in 2020, but now more official, the Chamber Academy, which brings into which focuses rather on the need to look at the entrepreneurial spirit of each and every member of our community. We partnered, and we are a partner rather of the Philippine Association of National Advertisers, GEL, diba? And we have successfully held our first Chamber Academy Masterclass titled What's Trending? Business Outlook to Drive Growth in 2022. And it featured a guest speaker, Marianne Lezerain of Kantar, Philippines. And we've also done our second Chamber Academy Executive Masterclass, which featured guest speakers from CloudLogic's Managing Director Sultan Hoson and Lazada Philippines Chief Marketing Officer Neil Trinidad. So we're very, very glad that the reception of the community with regard to the Chamber Academy is quite enormous. So we're happy that a lot of participants joined, registered, and hopefully they learned a lot. And this is not the end of Chamber Academy. It's just the beginning. We'll have more master classes. We'll be talking about more business tips. Please follow us sa ating mga social media accounts, Iba Gel, kasi minsan naglalabas tayo doon ng mga strategies, mga day-to-day business tips, diba? So parang minsan nakalimutan natin, ano nga ba, what matters. And as I guess, as entrepreneurs, as business people, we also like to be reminded of these tools, of these strategies, so that we know we can always also focus on the growth of the organization, of the company, diba? So there. Anything you'd like to add on Chamber Academy, Chel?
Yeah, I'd like to highlight again that this is a big partnership with the Philippine advertisers, diba? So PANA, and it's also a strong partnership because it helps also the members and the community, especially me coming from an advertising background and marketing. No, it's a good way to strengthen the credibility of our members and also the chamber in terms of capacity building and sharing of best practices and knowledge sharing from different experts. And you've seen in the past that we invited experts, in various fields. I know that we've done Kantar, and their head actually shared a few insights in terms of the trends and the big e-commerce players. So we have Lazada and an e-commerce agency, see CloudLogic, who actually gave their time and their share their knowledge in terms of the space, no, the new space that we are in, e-commerce. So digital transformation is happening fast, and yeah, it's really good that we have programs like this to help strengthen the capabilities and skills of our members and also the community as a whole.
Agree, Gel. And I always say this to people. We want to have a multiplier effect, kumbaga, no? Na we want more companies to be diverse. We want our members to expand extend themselves, reach out to other members of the community of the sec of this or their field or their sectors, diba? So I think we're very happy that we're doing this capacity development support to all those would be entrepreneurs, existing entrepreneurs, and please expect us to strengthen more our Chamber Academy activities. Next, I also like to highlight that we have focused on a few gender-based diversity, equality, and inclusion trainings. So um, sorry, rather the sectoral partnerships rather, and so we would like to focus on the idea that our advocacy is not just limited to us leading it, but it's also a partnership with other sectors. We partnered with the national advertisers. We partnered with PBCW, a Philippine Business Coalition for Women on Women Enterprises, or Women in the Economy rather. And we think that as I look at it, every step of the way, we will always find commonalities. It's not just unique to the LGBT community. Our call for business diversity, inclusion, equity, and equality is a advocacy that is applicable to all sectors. So we believe in this partnership. We've also done gender-based diversity, equality, and inclusion trainings. We'd like to thank our partners, PBCB Smart, Omega, for giving us opportunity to talk about gender sensitivity to their um, e esports athletes. So, mga batang influencers ito, and napakahalaga nito. We also like to thank our partner, IPI, International Pharmaceutical Incorporated, for giving us opportunity to talk to their employees. I remember we had two sessions with them, almost around 200, almost 300, I think, 300 employees. And we look at why inclusion, why soji understanding is very important in what they do. So we believe that IPI is a Philippine brand. Yeah, they're based in Cebu, but their presence are everywhere. Not just here, but nag-export na sila. They're the makers of ano ba, yung mga Dr. Wong sulfur soap, yung efficacent oil, yan, yung mga Bioderm, I think sila yung gumagawa niya. So we're very happy that they're a part of our member, and we did that. Also, a very integral partnership with the government institution, the Development Academy of the Philippines, where we conducted not just one, but two Soji-based trainings for their employees. And it's good that we partner with them because even internally they consider their gender and development program quite not complete. They always focus on male, female in their gender and development program. So when we stepped in to help them to be their partners, DAP realized that the SOGI is an important aspect of inclusion in this government institution. And I always tell them, I kept telling them that the most important aspect of their name is not the Philippines, not the academy, but the development. As a development academy of the Philippines, it is incumbent upon them to be progressive, to make sure that they're at par with developmental trends, patterns elsewhere in the world, and understand why it is important to be accepting, why it's important to have a sense of belongingness in their workplace culture. So I think partnering with these organizations really helped the chamber pursue further our advocacies when it comes to gender sensitivity and SOGI-based environment. So thank you again. We welcome more partnership in the future. This year, di ba, Jel? Marami pa tayong gagawin dyan, but these are just some of the few items that we'd like to highlight. Anything you'd like to add on the SOGI gender inclusion aspect?
Yeah, I think kasi yung mga institution or orgs na to, malalaki na sila, and it's really good that we help them see you know inclusivity and diversity from our lens, no. And it's good that they're open. We see that some companies who are mostly corporate and government organizations are more of traditional and conservative. So this is also a good step towards seeing partnerships with institutions like this or orgs like this or companies, big companies that are seen usually as corporate or too conservative. So it's a good step now towards diversity and inclusion.
That's right. So again, maraming salamat for continuously partnering with us, and we hope to develop more bridges as we move along. So let me now look into the future. What lies ahead in 2020 for PLCC? And the future is bright, such as the photo that we're showing you. And let me bring in a few items here. For the first, we'd like to highlight, that I'm happy to announce. I think we announced it in the past already, but we are also pursuing the very first Governance SOGI Diversity and Inclusion Index for this year. So we're launching it next month, and unahan na namin kayo. Ay, sasabihin na namin ito. It's the first ever benchmarking system and index that will look into how inclusive localities are in the Philippines. Remember, in 2018, we did the corporate SOGI index, where we focus on 100 corporations and examined how inclusive their policies are towards LGBT plus community members. This time around, we believe that inclusion also happens in localities. Inclusion matters, and that's why we're focusing on governance SOGI index or the GSDI. So please wait for the launch, and we're very excited. Nauna na naman tayo dyan when it comes to this kind of research. Meaning, because we really want to push the envelope further, but we really want to make sure that people are walking the talk. Political leaders, government officials, people related doing governance or managing government have to walk the talk and tell us whether their localities are actually diverse or safe for LGBT plus businesses, whether they have a good number of NGOs, organizations, enterprises that are LGBT owned or LGBT focused, whether there are programs out there in your locality that will allow us to say that, hey, you're not discriminated here, not more than just the discrimination aspect. We, in fact, want you to flourish in our locality. Diba, Jel? So, napakahalaga ng GSDI. Before I proceed, would you like to add anything?
Yeah, kasi parang nakikita naman natin that it shouldn't be just businesses or the community, no, to push forward this. It should also be guided by rules and policies and government officials who are really for the community. It's not just tokenism or using us so that maganda sa papel, no? So yung GSDI will really deep dive if there are really, not just policies in place, but alam natin may anti-discrimination ordinances sa different cities already. May mga help desk for women and LGBT in some parts of the country. But meron bang implementation ng mga pulisiyang ito, no? So hindi lang basta-basta maglagay tayo ng budget sa GAD at sabihin natin it is for women and LGBT. It should be something that's been being done talaga grassroots level. So itong study na to will help, no, check if there are really things moving in that spectrum. So magandang makita at excited na ako makita yung results because this is really something that can help push forward our agenda, not just in local governments but in the national agenda for passing of the SOGI bill that has been in the baul for 21 years already. So it's really time to have that bill passed. And may mga humaharang at tumatakbo pa rin in the highest office, tatakbo in the highest office this coming election. So tandaan lang natin kung sino yung mga yan. Hindi na natin kailangan sabihin.
Correct.
I-message nyo na lang ako at sasabihin ko yung kung sino-sino yung mga senator na humarang sa amin, no? Sa Senate during the the passing of, the trying to pass the SOGI equality bill.
Correct. Okay, thank you, Jill. And of course, let's pass the SOGI Equality Bill soon. Hopefully, pag-usapan pa ni Jill yan sa isang slide. But also, I'd like to highlight that for 2022, again, we're doing what you call the Pride Seal of Excellence, or Pride. No? So, this is or prize rather, the Pride Seal of Excellence, or prize. It's a uh, enterprise or company certification system which the chamber will push forward with to in order to assess, facilitate, and assist also the DI journey of every company that will go under this certification. So we're very happy to announce that we're doing this. So tandaan po natin, we're doing already developing this certification. It will be the first in the Philippines and in the region as well. And it's very, very important because it's like setting a standard on how companies should be working towards their diversity, equity, equality, inclusion program. So there. And also, as I mentioned a while ago, we're also pushing for Chamber Academy more technical or development programs, assistance to our entrepreneurs, individuals who would like to open their business and be equipped with the right knowledge and skills to ensure that they grow their business at the same time they manage it well. So again, because we want you to multiply, we want more businesses that welcome us, that are owned by LGBT plus individuals. So there, I move now to another program that we're currently doing since latter part of last year and now early part of this year, and which is LGBT Vote PH. It's a LGBT Vote PH is an initiative, an inclusive policy dialogue, or program that we've been doing to facilitate or to look at the presidential candidates and business community and LGBT advocates and stakeholders in the Philippines, and see what really matters to us. So can we look at the next slide? I think we have a slide on this. There, Jel, you'd like to share some things about LGBT vote. You're the one leading this on behalf of the chamber, but again, we're very excited to push forward with this program. Go ahead, Jel. Nawala yata si Angel, no? Sige. So, uh, anyway, I'd like
Um,
to,
hello?
Angel. Yeah,
Hello?
you're back. Okay, you're back.
Okay. It's a initiative by the team, helping people to decide, kung yung nag-walk ng talk in terms of vegetables. It's not an interview or, one of the candidates. The, the problems for our community, we should community members, and law science are, and talagang namin also community kung ano ba talaga ang mga problema na nangyayari in their different regions. And then this will be actually the fuel of our.
Ayan. So, nawala si Angel, babalik siya, but let me continue on LGBT vote. So, as she mentioned, no, it's a platform that we're providing to that we've been doing for the community to really talk about the issues that matter to the LGBT plus. In fact, di ba, Angel is back. In fact, last 2016 when we started as a chamber, February 13th, LGBT Vote PH was the very first program or activity of the organization. Jel?
Yes, we started this in 2016, so we're doing it again this elections. We're going to invite the presidential boss, and we will discuss with them the policy paper, which houses all of the concerns of the community nga na ginawa namin sa FGD, no, in the key areas that we mentioned earlier. And it's really exciting because this will actually not just look at platforms and commitment and promises, but also looking at track record. Do we see, for example, the likes of Manny Pacquiao, pushing for our rights as a community? Nagbago na ba ang isip niya dahil tatakbo siya as president? We actually did na some initial invites, so hopefully hindi tayo ma-scene zone, no? Lahat dapat mag-show up.
Ano sabi natin? Show up for us, show up for love, di ba? So no
Oo.
no to absenteeism kumbaga. So
Tsaka yeah.
go ahead.
Ron,
Go ahead.
Ron, ang natutunan ko sa mga pakikinig, no, sa mga kasama natin is that madami pang kailangang ayusin. Huwag natin iasa, of course, sa gobyerno, but we need also government's help in, a good leader that will actually push for our rights. Pushing for the bill, pushing for, different concerns that we are looking at. At hindi lang yan basta usaping HIV or usapin ng, for example, discrimination. It goes beyond that. It's also a problem in the academe or institutions as old as, universities na narinig din natin ang different mga kasama na mga iba-iba nating kasama from different communities like the intersex community, the bi community, you have trans men, trans women, non-binary. So lahat yan kinausap natin para pagkausap na natin, in-interview na at sinalang na natin ang itong mga nag-a-apply para sa pinakamataas na posisyon sa Pilipinas. Alam nila kung ano yung kailangan natin, no? At hindi lang tayo nagpapagamit, or it's not just tokenism. They should actually walk the talk and make sure that they are really for the community.
I agree. So again, every vote matters. Every vote counts. So make sure that you know who to vote for this coming election, and that's the reason why we have LGBT Vote PH, to make sure that we are all informed of the different programs, platforms of these candidates, and to understand whether there is a change of heart, whether they're really focusing as well on the welfare, well-being, and overall growth of all the LGBT plus community members in the Philippines. Right, Jill? So
Siguro Ron, ang ano ko lang rin sa mga nanonood sa atin is wag lang tayong tumingin sa isang kulay. Ang kailangan natin is the rainbow. So looking at the community and what does this person do for us? Will they fight for us? So let's not just look at colors or party or personalities. It's really looking at who will be worth, 'di ba, our votes, kasi dapat sila yung iupo natin.
so hot topic yan. Painit ng painit yan habang tumatagal. So habang lumalapit ang Mayo at lalo na sa Pebrero na magkakaroon na umpisa na ang campaign period. So let's rise above the noise and understand and actually see the authenticity of candidates, whether they're really for us, and supporting of our cause. No? So therefore, maraming salamat for having this LGBT vote. We're pushing forward. Please expect more activities on LGBT Vote PH. Also, we like to highlight our participation in the global DEI movement. So we continuously strive as an organization to be participating in the different activities and advocacy programs happening all over the world. And as we said, we're a very proud partner of the NGLCC and the global affiliates network of among 23 LGBT chambers of commerce in that really highlights our commitment to providing that bridge among our Filipino small, micro, medium enterprises, large enterprises, as they connect themselves to other businesses in every corners of the world. Just recently, di ba, Jel, we have also announced our partnership with Out Britain. So it's the UK's largest LGBT business network, and from US last year to UK this early part of the year. So we're pushing for more, and please be excited as we are also excited to bring you more stories, more, I guess, knowledge from other parts of or other corners of the world as we collaborate on different projects and programs moving forward. So there, and as we always say, in the LGBT chamber, the next slide natin will show that we all do this because we want to commit to pride every day. It happens not just in June. Pride should be celebrated, should be protected, should be, I guess, promoted from January 1 until December 31. So we have the entire year to continuously work towards committing ourselves to Pride policies, principles, and adhering to more acceptance, more sense of belongingness. So with that, I'd like to, I guess, wrap up on my simpleng kwentuhan, simple report on what we've been doing for the past 2 years in the context of the pandemic, where we've all moved towards a virtual platform, but we're very happy that we've been actively pursuing these programs to make sure that we are not left behind and to make sure that we also widen our community as more bridges are being developed between PLCC and other organizations in the Philippines and outside the Philippines. So thank you very much for joining our journey, and hopefully 2022 will be kinder to us, will be better, as long as nandito tayo, humihinga, laban lang, di ba, Jel? Laban, laban, laban. Yeah, so walang titigil sa atin. So let me now, I think we need to pause for for a commercial, and then we'll be back shortly. So maraming salamat and see you in a bit.
We'll be back shortly. This is Pride and Proud Asia, only here on V81 Radio, Manila. Here now is the program for the millennials that will showcase young professionals' worth, aspirations, and successes in doing what they believe is right, progressive, and inclusive. Join them as they discover the path to self and societal fulfillment while making a difference. Hosted by empowered and cool millennial Erica Mizon, together with her fellow millennials, they will be making a difference. Only here on V81 Radio, Manila.
The program that gives you the latest in Filipino business and trend with Norm Challenging Brand, paving the way to be next generation business leaders. This is Talk Shop Asia Next Gen, connecting you to the future. Hosted by business and transformation mentor Rolly Pagaspas, franchise and business coach Don Senita, and beauty and business maven Muriel Villanueva. Jump into the business revolution every Sunday from 3 p.m. to 4 p.m. with Talk Shop Asia Next Gen. Big Media is all about life's journey.
Yung mga yun, mga bata pa sila dati nung nakakasama ko sila. So ngayon, sikat na sila. Kaya,
In digital, entertainment,
maraming salamat po na nabigyan niyo kami ng opportunity.
information, story, inspiration, and experiences. Whenever, wherever you want, welcome. Join us as we push the boundaries of possibility here with Big Media.
Now back to Pride and Proud Asia, only here on V81 Radio, Manila.
Happy Pride, everyone. Welcome back, Jel. You're still good. You're on the road. So again, welcome back. And napakabilis ng oras. I think, Jel, you'd like to say anything?
Yeah, we're still on the road. So go ahead.
Okay, sige. So, as long as you're not the one driving, ha? So, you can do that. Delikado po. Yung mga nakikita natin ho na ibang mga celebrities na nagda-drive tapos nag-selfie, nag-vlog, wag po natin gawin yan, ha? As long as make sure that your eyes are on the road, hands on the wheels, eyes on the road, kumbaga. So, again.
Okay, yeah. I guess I'll close the program. So, yeah, it has been fast niya, no? So, if you want, if there are stories or personalities or businesses that you'd like us to highlight and spotlight, this platform is not ours, it's yours. So, if we may flash, we have a website. It's on the screen. You can see us. And then if you want to reach out to us, here are the contact details that you need to know in the next slide. So we are present on LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram, and of course our email. Just email the secretariat. And for the show naman, Pride and Proud Asia, you can email us for any stories or you'd like to highlight or spotlight anyone else in the community. As mentioned, the platform is yours, and we'll be happy to actually invite you and have you on the show.
Thank you, Jel. We have reached the end of our episode. We shouldn't say goodbye, but only see you later, as always. And any final message you'd like to share to our viewers, listeners, Jel?
I guess vote wisely. Wait for LGBT Vote PH. Join the conversation. We're starting to, gather the insights that we've had in the past few weeks. So antay lang tayo, and we will share with you come March. We'll have also the interviews of the presidentiables in before the actual culminating event. No?
That's right. Thank you, Jel. Again, contact us through our social media accounts. This radio show is presented by the Philippine LGBT Chamber of Commerce in partnership with V81 Radio Manila. Thank you for joining us today, and catch us next week as we again showcase a very exciting episode here in Pride and Proud Asia. Once again, this has been your Chief Rampa Officer, Ron, saying, Pride mo, irampa mo, and
Wait lang. May mga kasama ko ba niya? This is your power activist, Aeneas Angel Romero. Always remember, take up space and always be kinder. Use your voice. Happy Pride.
Happy Pride, everyone. Stay safe,
Thank
please.
you.
Thank you. Happy
Bye.
Pride. Bye.
See you next week. Bye.
Welcome to Pride and Proud Asia, Asia's first online radio show that champions LGBT contribution and leadership in business and in our country and the region. Hosted by the Philippine LGBT Chamber of Commerce. Visibility, representation, and empowerment. This is Pride and Proud Asia. Saturdays, 6 p.m. Philippine time. Only here on V81 Radio, Manila. Happy Pride! Tunog Pinoy, Tatak Pinoy, your all hits, all Pinoy digital radio station in South Manila. This is V81 Radio.
Ito ang paborito ng bawat Pilipino. Basta all hits, all Pinoy, panalo. Merong kwentong iyakan at tawanan. Kahit nasaan ka man, ito'y mapapakinggan.
V81 Radio, V81 Radio.
Ito ang radio mo, ito ang radio ko.
V81 Radio, V81 Radio.
Dahil mahal namin kayo.
V81 Radio, V81 Radio.
Para sa inyo ito, V81 Radio.